Today we are going to make sueded cord bracelets. You will need scissors, a ruler, 3mm wide sueded cord, any color you like, 2 cord clamp end caps, a 6mm lobster claw clasp, 15 to 25 6mm jump rings, and 2 pairs of needle nose or chain nose pliers. The first thing you'll do is measure your cord and cut it. If you get a pack from the library, it will have 2 pieces of 10-inch cord. So I'm going to cut this at 10 inches. If you're doing it on your own and you have your own cord, you can measure the cord against your wrist and you won't have to have probably such a long piece. So you have 2 10-inch cords. Your next step is to open jump rings to attach your clamp to your clasp, which you'll use one of the jump rings to attach that, and then you'll put one of the jump rings at the end to clasp your clasp to. So the way you open a jump ring, that's the best way to open a jump ring without having problems, is to find your opening and take 2 of your 2 different pliers and twist. Now you always want to twist like this, because if you don't, what will happen is you will open it out and it will never go back to being round again. Then we're going to take that little loop and attach that and put those pliers back here. And twist it back so it closes up. You can see how we did that. Looks like it's closed on there. Then we're going to open the second one. And same as before, you look to see where your opening is, and then you twist like so, and you feed it through that loop at the top of the clamp and put your clasp right there, and then you're gonna use your pliers and close that back up. So you can see you have 1 jump ring on 1 clamp and a jump ring attaching a clasp to that clamp on the other. So now you're going to attach your clamp to your 2 pieces of sueded cord, and you just do that by closing the clamp on your cord. So you can see from the side, the cord is in there on each side, and if you want to close it tightly, so if you pull on it, it's not going to come apart. And there you have 1 clamp on your cord. Now we're going to weave our cords using the jump rings. So you're going to take one of your cords and put it through one of your jump rings. And you want to pull it up kind of close to your end that has the clamp on it. So it looks like we went up through it here, So we're going to take our opposite cord and we're going to feed that down through the jump ring. You're going back and forth opposites, and you just kind of have to pull your jump ring over so you have a little more space to get through there if you need to. Okay. And if your cord gets twisted, that can be a design element, or you can make it straight. That's fine too. So you can see you have your two cords, and if you came up on one of the cords, you're going to go down on your next jump ring. So that one looks like we came up, so we're going to go down on this one. And if we go down, we can tell because you can see the jump ring is covered by the cord, right? I'm going to pull this apart a little bit so they're not so close together. You can see. And then when you come up through that, the other side, you'll be able to see the jump ring and the parts right next to each other. So here we go. You can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Here you can see the cord is covering the jump ring on this end, and the jump ring is not covered by the cord. Underneath it is, but on the top it isn't. So since we went down on that one, we're going to come up through this one. And you can play around with how you like, whether you want things really close together, really far apart. It's just a design decision for you. And whatever you did on the other side, you're going to do the opposite. So just remember, you have to go back and forth and do the opposite of what you did before. So then you just pull that through. And you can kind of see how you might want to move it around if it's too far apart. And like I said, you know, it's totally up to you how close together or far apart these are. If the cord gets twisted, that's okay. If the cord is straight, that's okay. Like I said, there are no mistakes in art. A mistake in art just is a new way of looking at something. And we come up. Going to come up and go down with the other one, going back and forth. can see if we lay this down, you kind of have a little crisscross going on there from your weaving. So it's kind of pretty from two different directions. And if you hold it over your wrist, you can kind of guess, is it close to the right length? If it is, you're finished your weaving. Once you have it at a length that you think will fit around your wrist properly, and you can see by just putting it over your wrist and seeing where that other end is, and that looks about right for me. What you'll do is you want to leave probably at least 1/2 inch to 1 inch at the end, depending on how far apart your things are, so it kind of looks even. And you'll take your scissors and you'll cut that extra stuff off. Then you're going to put your clamp on your other end. So like we did on the first end, we're gonna put those neatly next to each other and stick that all the way up into the top. And we're gonna just close our clamp like so. And you can see on the side, it looks like it's at the right place. Now, if you think things are not in the right spot, you want things spread out a different way, you can play around a little bit with it so that your loops are in a little different spot if you want. So, or you can have things really close together at one end or really further apart at the other end if you want to. It's all good. You can see that kind of makes like a little crisscross design on the side from doing your weaving. And like I said, you can move those around any way you like. So there you have it, a sueded cord bracelet. Pick up your grab and go kit today at the Carondelet branch or the Walnut Park branch.